Touchdown! Alabama wins! To me, Alabama and Nick Saban, this is a dynasty, what he's created in Tuscaloosa in the Alabama program that makes them the bar in college football.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, who finally spoke to the media today for the first time since being at Alabama, at least that I done seen. But anyway, he had great things to say, man. So you know they gonna ask him how was he received when he made the announcement that he was transferring to Alabama, which you all know he said they welcomed him with open arms, and hey, there was no regrets on his part making a decision to go to Alabama. When he said he was there 2 months, it felt like he was there 2 years already. He was so glad to be there and felt like he just felt comfortable when he got there. Say when he first got there, you know, basically Jordan Battle, Brian Branch, DeMarco Hellams, they welcomed him, so he was happy with that. You know, they also asked him what's his personal goals for this year at Alabama. What a great answer he gave. He said he's not into personal goals. He's a team guy, and he just want to win a national championship this year. Hey, and guess what? I believe he's going to do it. Because me, KB, I don't see nobody who can stop us on our schedule. And I really don't see nobody who ever make it to the playoff that's going to stop us from doing that. You know, as an Alabama fan, you can feel it. You can feel when you got a great team, and you can feel that your team is going to go all the way. It's just a feeling that us Alabama fans get before the season even starts. So, you cannot tell me right now that Alabama is not going to win the 2022 national championship. And if you tell me, I definitely won't believe it. I will not believe it. So, it is what it is, man. But I got a whole lot of faith in my team, as everybody should have in their team. But it's different. It's different when it comes to Alabama. I just know it. But anyway, I'm glad. I'm happy about his answer. He said he's not into personal goals. He's a team guy, and that's what it's all about, man. And he talked about being a kick returner, which he said he's always been a kick returner ever since he been playing football, and what it takes to be a great kick returner. Which he says you got to be fast, you got to know where the holes is, and you got to know the blocking schemes. If you're fast and you know those two things, you won't have no problem, according to him. So I guess he been doing it his whole football career, so he should know better than anybody else. Also, who is the toughest defender on that Alabama defense? You know, he named Will Anderson. He also went to he named Henry Told. He said Henry Told is very smart, man. He said Henry Told is the smartest defensive player he's ever played against or practiced against, you know, or had on his team. So that's big ups to Henry Told. So I think Henry Told is going to be well improved from last season. So, you know, he missed some holes last season, so it is what it is. This is his second season in the Alabama system. So I think he'll be improved from last year as far as hitting the right holes and being in the right place. So everybody else has been saying great things about Henry Told, how he's improved. So me, I have no reason to doubt him. So, and we all know what Will can do. But let's not forget all the rest of those guys, Dallas Turner and all of those guys. And those guys on that defensive line, which I'm going to talk about them later. DJ Dale talked today also. So I'm going to talk about them later, the defensive line. So we'll get to them. He said basically the jump from what's the biggest jump from the defenses that he went up against at Georgia Tech in practice and the defenses at Alabama. He just said, as far as Alabama, everybody on that defense is good. So, Man, I'm really not worried about the front seven. Just the secondary. Hopefully they done improve. I read off the numbers in the past video, which was I believe I posted last week, talking about the defensive secondary. We gotta improve in that area, but even if we just improve a little bit, I mean it'll help this defense out a whole lot. But the front seven, they gonna have no issues, man, no issues. But I'm hearing great things about the secondary also. But guess what? It's just the fall. It's talking season. So we'll see it when they actually hit the field. So it is what it is. We know we got to get them two cornerback positions sold up. It's a battle for those positions. So from what I'm hearing, it'll probably be Kool-Aid McKinstry and Arnold. So Teron Arnold. So those two guys probably be our starting cornerbacks. We know Eli Ricks, he ain't getting the defense, the scheme. Plus, from what Nick Saban said the other day, he hasn't practiced since the scrimmage. He's got a back issue, but they don't expect him to be out long. So hopefully that'll get up to par. What they asked him, what's his biggest strength as a running back, and he said catching out the backfield, which we're gonna need that too. We had that with Najee Harris. So. And a little bit with Brian Robinson also, but more with Najee Harris. But this guy, he says his biggest strength is catching out the backfield, and he try to mold his game after Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, and Aaron Jones, because all those guys can catch out the backfield. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So that'll help out that daggone that passing game also. But they did ask him, how is it playing with all these weapons on the offense, as far as receivers and the other running backs. But he really just says really no different, than Georgia Tech, because, whether it's him or anybody else, no matter who he plays with, he's going to get the job done on his end. So, hey, I'm just looking forward to seeing this guy in his Alabama uniform and playing for the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm glad he didn't go nowhere else in the SEC. So, and then, hey, it is what it is, man. I know he was Georgia Tech last year, and we all know Georgia Tech is not a good team. So, hey, he with the best of the best now. So, I'm sure his numbers will go up with Alabama. They asked him what is it like to develop the chemistry with Bryce Young. Once again, he say Bryce Young is very, very smart. What they do, they really just talk about how he's Jahmyr gonna run his routes, and he said that Bryce, he know the placement of the ball before it's even snapped. He said that is crazy. He's never seen it before, which it is. So I guess they planning on using him out the backfield in the passing game a lot. We'll see about that, man. I also talked about how deep the running back room is, and just mentioned all those guys as far as the running back room. So didn't really say too much about that, man. But it is what it is, man. So I'm just looking forward to seeing Jahmyr Gibbs suit up in that crimson and white and hit the field in Bryant-Denny Stadium, even when we travel to Texas. So first two games, I'm going to be really watching out for this guy, especially against Texas. So it is what it is. And, hey, it's great to have him on the team, and roll tide.